right, hello folks. It is another bonus stream as I'm waiting for work. I actually could receive an email at any time regarding work, so I'm not sure how long this stream will be. It could be a few hours, it could be 45 minutes, but we're in it for right now. Welcome. I see Hell Skull House. Hello, and you are indeed first, sir. Congratulations. You get some kind of a smiley face sticker or something, imaginary, of course, but you did a good job. Darklitten, good afternoon. Darklitten, how are you? It is such a pleasure to see you on this fine Wednesday afternoon. And hello again, 3 days in a row with Mr. DJ Mike TV. How you doing, man? As I mentioned during my stream yesterday, for those who were there at that time, one of the reasons I streamed yesterday was because originally I wanted to try out No Man's Sky, but I was having some technical difficulties with my settings, which I think I have fixed. But I've been really stuck on Conan Exiles for the past about 3 weeks, and I'm still kind of stuck on it. But I decided I do want to poke around, at least for a little while, in No Man's Sky, because I launched it a couple times just to make sure it worked, and immediately saw, oh my gosh, there's a lot going on. As people who followed the game know, when it launched in 2016 with a great deal of hype, it was almost just not really a complete game, and it was missing a lot of the features people were expecting. It was a pretty bare bones experience. It was still something that people enjoyed. Some people enjoyed, but a lot of people were really pissed off because they felt they'd been tricked and cheated. The developers over the last couple years have every few months released some major content and feature updates, and they've really been working hard. And even before this update, the game had gotten to a pretty good state, but this update is really bringing in stuff like multiplayer, things that they led you to believe would be available at launch in 2016. A lot of the features that were missing that people wanted are now in, and the game is substantially what they said it would be, for the most part. And I'm kind of curious to check it out. Yeah, we'll go ahead and show that. I remember Hell Skull House. I remember good old Mr. Face. What a hard life he had, right? What a hard life he had. But I'm glad you managed to pull through, and you're still here. You're still here. You pushed through all the difficulty with the name, and now you're here as Hell Skull House. Doing all right. Still packing. Still in packing? I don't know what that means. Are you moving? Anyways, so yeah, I'm doing pretty good. For those who are curious, I've been streaming a lot this week, and also part of the reason I've been streaming a lot last week is because I've had choppy workflow. Like I've had a steady stream of work coming in, but it's been like little chunks, and so I'll get the work, and then I'll finish it in a few hours, and then in the next day or two I'll get more work and finish that in a few hours. So it's left me with a lot of time on my hand between when I finish my work and I'm kind of waiting for more work. And so that's where I'm at right now, and that's a little stressful. 117, man. All right. Yeah, I can remember a time when I would have been super, like, done anything to have 117 subs. And as it is, I have around, 1935 subs, it says on the screen. I think I broke 1900 subs like last December. So my channel has had almost no growth in this year. I mean, we're already over halfway through. We're 7 months in. Channel growth is, even for a channel like mine, can be something that just doesn't happen. So if you're growing even as a small channel, like the guy that we rated last night, a month ago he had 20 subs, I think he said, and he started streaming Conan Exiles. He's made some friends, and now he's got like 125 subs or something like that, which is not, you don't go, oh my god, he's the next PewDiePie, he's huge. But you look at that growth, and that's what matters, is like the fact that you can get from 0 up to 100 and something. That's notable. Well, Darklitten, my channel certainly has grown a lot since I started it. I mean, I started in 2015 with 0 subs, but for a net gain of like 35 subs in 6 months for a channel my size, that's not great. That's one of the reasons why I took a break too, because I was just like, I was getting frustrated, and I was thinking like, maybe it's because I'm just, you know, I've been in that kind of a funk, in a weird mood, and you know, I was worried that my bad mood was impacting my channel, and that was one of the things I was looking at. That I was like, the fact that I haven't had channel growth in 6 months is like, maybe it's because I've been like, people come in and they're like, oh, this guy, what's up with him? He seems like depressed, or he's depressing to watch. What's up with him? So I don't know. But I mean, if it doesn't grow, I still get all the same people in here every time that I like to see. So that's why it doesn't bother me too much, because I've already made a lot of friends here, and they all keep coming back. So the fact that I see all the people that I'm looking forward to seeing almost every time that I stream. So it's still fun, and I still enjoy it. But when I do look at like, man, I remember like my channel I mean, I've gotten 35 subs in 10 minutes before, if I got it, you know, under a good rate. But 6 months, dang, it's like, it's crazy. There's no growth. You're not depressing to watch, but you're blocking the whole game with your overlay. Well, this is not, hey Darth Vance, this is not the game. This is just a welcome screen. So basically what this is the game footage in the background is from the trailer. That's just back there because when I start my stream, for the first 10 minutes or so, like some people just start a stream and they have a countdown timer screen where they're not even talking. And it's just to give people a chance to arrive before they start their real stream. But what I do is I have 5 or 10 minutes where I'll have a welcome screen. So this is not gameplay. I do not have a PS4 Hell Skull House. And hello, no Conan today because I want to try No Man's Sky. Although I believe Conan is still going to be the main game that I'll be playing for a while, because I'm still really into to Conan Exiles. But this No Man's Sky had a huge update yesterday, and No Man's Sky is one of my little pet games too that I like, and I really want to check out. Today I was thinking I wasn't even going to stream. I was just going to check this out on my own, and then I decided, well, why the hell not? I'll stream it while I'm checking it out. And let me see, you do have to go, but it's a good thing because you have to take your dog outside, take him for a walk, and make him poop. Because you can't poop, right? Well, you're quite, I would say the humanitarian, but you're doing it for a dog. But a dogitarian, whatever, people who are like champions for the well-being of dogs. I'm sure there's a name for it. All right, Hell Skull House. You have good luck with your dog. And my 10-minute timer, just finished. Came on a sport. Not sure how long. I'm not sure how long I'll be here, Food Warrior, honestly, because there's a chance I'm going to be receiving. I'm streaming because I'm slow on work right now, but there's a chance I'll be receiving an email today with some PDF files to review. So if that happens at any point while I'm streaming, I will quickly be ending the stream. Because technically, it's sort of like I work from home, so it's like I'm at work right now, but I'm waiting for something to start working on. So this technically should not be my free time to stream, but it is right now. Going to the doctor soon. All right, Hell House. Well, I hope everything works all right with the dog. We are now going to transition to. Hey, where's my thing? Here it is. I need to hold on. I need to change my. I forgot to do this before. That's one thing. Before I start streaming, there's about 20 things that I have to remember to start up my stream, and I almost always forget one of them. And one that I tend to forget is OBS makes me restart my. I have to reset my hotkeys for the little things that I like to show, including my 45 seconds of gameplay. All right, so that thing I remember to do. And now we'll get back over. We'll have the 45 seconds of gameplay. And now this is the actual real game. Hey, Ryler D. support number 1, but working 2 and trying to stay cool. I got you, man. I know it's hot as hell up where you are, so you got to do damage control. So like all your beautiful garden doesn't die, or you know, and whatnot. And Ryler D, you can watch this stream. Just got home from work to see that. Hey, all right, man. And this is going to be my first time ever really playing Next. This is No Man's Sky's major update that came out yesterday. I've been in it for a little bit just to make sure it still performs right and to troubleshoot some stuff yesterday. But and eventually I have a game that I've got like 31 hours in. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna play that and see how that's worked. I jumped into it for a minute and it told me I didn't have a base anymore because the whole base building mechanic has changed. There's all sorts of stuff that's changed. But to start off, I think I want us to play a brand new character and just see how the experience has changed from step 1 of the game. 101 degrees where you are, Dark Litten. Yeah. Interior digital temp read says 109. Interior? It's 109 inside your house? Is that what you're telling me, Foodarier? If I'm understanding that correctly, then oh my god, that's awful, dude. Okay. So we're gonna do the normal chill experience. It is one step above creative. And in my test game, this takes a while to load for the first time. But when I was just testing this out, I did a little private test stream yesterday, and it started me in a very brutally difficult, like super cold, freezing cold planet, and my guy was immediately freezing to death. I was like, wow, this is the normal chill experience. But yeah, just from let me move my microphone a little bit. Sorry if I'm making noise. I'm gonna recline a little. Okay, now I'm relaxing. Just from the little I've looked at it, though, they've updated. I think the big thing that people were really looking forward to is now they have a fully implemented multiplayer mode, which we probably will not be exploring today. That's something I'd be more likely to explore if I started streaming this on a more regular basis, but I stream this like once every, probably like once every 3 or 4 months. I'll do like a random stream of this just because I feel like it. Oh, your interior readout forecast for outside using online accurate forecasting. Well, that's pretty amazing, Foodarier. You have that built into your house? Okay, initializing new game.
Commencing Atlas system suit initialization.
I see the snow.
Life support systems activated.
Negative 62.1 Fahrenheit. All right, I feel like I'm automatically gonna start.
Shield kinetic system online.
Be a little bit freezy, here.
Scanner damaged. Repair required.
All right, 79 without AC is pretty. Your house must be well insulated
Aerial propulsion jetpack.
to keep the heat out. This is a cool looking planet, though.
Multi-tool and mining laser attachment operational. User initialization sequence complete.
All right. They do it. This whole sequence is going to be. Wow, my temperature is already at.
Thermal protection falling.
My scanner's damage. Okay. Alright, I need ferrite dust. Okay, so immediately they have tossed me into a situation where my guy is about to die if I don't take immediate action, which many of you are not used to this, but this is going to require immediate focus where my attention
45 seconds of gameplay.
My attention will be drawn to focus on the game to ensure that the game doesn't immediately tank.
Protection falling.
Repair. Because my thermal protection is
Repaired. Technology repaired.
Alright, I need to locate sodium deposits to recharge my... There it is. to recharge my life support system, which is almost empty. My life support's like at 2% right now, and it's about to be 0. Yeah, this is not exactly what I would call a chill starting experience. Unless you literally mean, but when they say chill, they mean, yeah, press, yeah, I'm dying. It's like, by chill, they mean starting the game where you're freezing to death. Then maybe here we go. Okay, now I can look over at chat again. Because I am no longer 5 seconds away from dying. Although first, let me pick up this. Hello, Mr. Nixie. Good afternoon, sir. Let's see. You modernize it. Alright, good deal. Yeah, that's one thing I really like about the building that I'm in, is I think it's because it's an old, huge high-rise, like skyscraper-style building. Nothing is individually metered. So, and it doesn't have AC built in, but in each major room area we have very efficient but powerful window ACs, and we don't pay for electricity. I mean, we do in a sense. They make our rents, you know, overall from the building, share the burden of our overall electricity use, because they can't monitor who's using what. But yeah, so during the summer we basically have the ACs on probably like 70% of the time. So when it's really hot, sometimes we have them on 24/7, but usually we can cool it off in here, and then we can turn them off at certain times, or even right now, like I have it on, but after a little while, I'll probably turn it down. You put in no windows last year, so it's insulated, it keeps the house cool. Yeah, if it's that hot outside, and you get this far into the day without AC, and it's still in the 70s, yeah, sounds like, I mean, the temperature's going up, but that's pretty good, man. Top floor's hot. Oh yeah, heat rises. Let me get some of this. All right, now I'm gonna briefly pull focus back on the game. It says Starship signal received. Locate and investigate the Starship. So there's some critters. Usually you can scan these critters, but right now I have no analysis visor installed. Cats like the top floor. Cool. You downloaded Conan Exiles and it seems to work. It's a little choppy. Did you turn down the settings? Because when it'll really get choppy is when you start building, or if you play on a multiplayer server and you get around constructions where lots of items have been built. That's when performance becomes really challenging. And if you do a multiplayer server at all, performance immediately starts being somewhat questionable. Just because I'm not going to take rusted metal. I don't care for it. What's in here, though? It's just a random ion battery. Okay, good deal. Speaking of frames, I'm noticing, like, my frame rate in this game right now is, like, stuttery. It's a little bit stuttery. Alright, I'm gonna find this ship now, though. This looks a little bit like Conan. Maybe. I mean, it's an open world. I could see, like, if some elements of the graphic style look a little bit like Conan, where it's a little bit stylized rather than realistic. And hello, RZU7. Thank you. Looks nice. Yeah, I mean, it's working, but I'm feeling, it might be also because when I stream, I don't have I've got a good sort of mid-range gaming PC, so when I stream a lot of times, streaming actually puts quite a bit of burden on your system. So that can also be like, when I'm playing this on my own, it's very smooth, 60 frames a second. It's still absolutely playable, but I'm noticing the frames I might be getting significantly less than 60 frames a second. Am I getting a free bird? Can't wait to get that game later in the year. Gonna free bird it? You talking about the nudity option, free bird? the game is slightly choppy on your end. Sometimes I feel like what you're experiencing is more internet interruptions, because the game is not, I wouldn't describe it as choppy. What I would say is, instead of getting 60 frames a second in-game, I'm probably getting closer to 30 frames a second in-game. So, if that's the kind of choppy you're talking about, then yes, that's what I'm talking about. If you're talking about where the image is stopping and starting and stopping and starting a little bit, that's not what I'm talking about. Alright, so let's see. I've located, I need to investigate the ship. Auto diagnostics, self-guided repair, Atlas connection intermittent, launch thrusters offline, pulse engine offline. My exosuit has directed me to a crashed starship. The controls react to my touch, and I can only assume it belongs to me, but I have no memory of it, no sense of a before. Let's read the log. Log 4225A, unavailable, substituting data. Exosuit connected, suggestion. Pilot should perform maintenance. Select desired repair path. Repair ship systems. Self-guided repair protocols initiated. Alright, provides, I need pulse engine, that's space and atmospheric flight. Highly damaged, requires metal plating and a hermetic seal. Okay, fair enough. Press E to exit. It could also be certain planets are more, if they have more trees, sometimes they're more demanding. And it can be a little more demanding when you're first loading an area in as well. Repair the pulse engine. First collect ferrite dust. Okay, ferrite dust comes from these sort of small stones around the environment. And that's pretty easy to get a hold of. In fact, since I'm doing it, I think I'm going to collect slightly more dust than they need, because this dust is stuff you need later on. Getting 15 frames a second. Alright, well maybe that is, you're seeing what I'm seeing. Because if you're having network issues, it would be more slideshowy than that. And sometimes OBS will send out, what I'm seeing on my screen will be relatively solid, but what OBS is sending out will be crap. Okay, I'm gonna make metal plating. And I think I can install that on my starship, right? Wait a minute. Repair. I can put that plate on now. I still need to do the hermetic seal. Hey, buddy. It's like a weird beaver sore. I don't know what the hell that is. Partially complete. Board the starship and consult the ship diagnostics. It's fun so far. Oh, I didn't see that. But you done what you usually do. You didn't go far from the spawn and started to build a house. Like right in the, before you even get, did you at least go to where the water is? That's what I did first, is I went to the, if you go north through the desert, there's sort of a road thing you follow, and then you get to like a jungle thing along a river, and that's not a bad place to stop and get your bearings for the first time and build a little house and sort of get yourself situated so you feel better about going further into the game. Let's see, iteration, I'm not going to say that number. Functional. Let's see, is it hot where I'm at? Because your area can get pretty hot. It's been around 100 the last couple days. I mean, one thing is because I work from home, I stay here a lot. So, in the apartment, it hasn't been hot because the building is constructed like super thick with bricks and concrete. So, as long as we keep the AC on intermittently at least, our apartment inside doesn't get a chance to warm up too much. But outside, I know yesterday I think it was 99, or maybe it was 99 Burbank where my wife is working. But it was, at least it was warm here. I know Burbank's a little warmer. I think she said it was like 99. You're near water. Nothing super useful spawns though. No coal. Yeah, coal and iron are the next two things you're gonna need. And that you've got to go. You got to move further north into the desert area to find that stuff. But you can get the basic stuff where you are now and get kind of have just a place where you can feel, you know, you got some resources to fall back on in case you die or anything like that. Aren't you also in the middle floors? So you're well cushioned? I mean, technically, I mean, all apartments are on middle floors, because there's a basement, so there's stuff above and below everybody. But we have, we're in the same building that we've lived in for a long time, but we're not in the same unit, not in the same location. We found a bigger apartment elsewhere in the unit about 6, 7, 8 years ago. But I'm not gonna pinpoint exactly where I am on stream, what floor I'm on, because not that anyone knows where I am, but I think I've given enough hints about the kind of building that I live in that if there were any really messed up, obsessive fans that were putting together everything I've ever said about my apartment, they, over the course of the last 2 years, they could, they might be able to piece together where I live, so. But the problem is, even if you know where I live, the building's so big, and it's got like 24-hour like access personnel control, like lobby security, so still finding me would be a trick. But the less it's not important for anyone to know what floor I'm on. So I'm not gonna pinpoint my location, no. Oh yeah, Nick does do female characters. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of this.
45 seconds of gameplay.
Starship critically damaged. Vital ingredients missing. Unable to synthesize required components. Pulse engine requires hermetic seal. Let's see, let's request assistance. Recommendation, iteration comparison reveals hermetic seal nearby. Salvage navigation data from the distress beacon. Okay. So search the crash site for supplies. I think yeah, that's where we just happen to be right next to a distress beacon. Let's see, probable boundary separation failure, deliberate transfer. Okay, so I've got all sorts of like weird error-y stuff going on. Diagnostic, no connection. Analysis, awaiting fresh iteration. Anomaly, containment prepared. All right, broadcast. That's my option. Traveler anomaly detected. Position log. System integrity scan initialized. Anomaly is compliant. I have no idea what the F these guys are talking about. A red light fills my vision. All I see is crimson, and then it fades. The color drains, and the world that had seemed so clear seemed to slip away. That's one thing that these designers do in the text is you can tell they think they're very poetic, and I don't know. I'm not. It seems a little pretentious to me, but I can live with it. I peer inside the beacon's housing, as well as its distressed broadcast unit. It contains a navigational data module. See, that's what I need to know. Take the data. Let's see. The rest is basic clothing. Yeah, in the beginning parts, Nick, getting the hides that you need to create the light armor, which once I got the light armor, that's basically all that I use for the rest of the game for the most part. Or so at least when I spend in the desert, which I spend most of my time in the desert. But yeah, until you get to a point where you can get iron and make iron tools and get that skinning knife. Once you get the skinning knife, it's like hides are just flying off of everything that you kill, and all of a sudden leather is no longer a shortage. But when you're first starting out, you're basically just like you kill crocodiles, and you don't have probably don't have the means to convert their hides. You might if you build an armorer's bench. You kill those turtle things, and they barely drop anything. Okay, what is this damaged machinery? Magnetic lock? Oh, I need cobalt to open that up. Okay. So what am I doing? Build a signal booster. Craft metal plating.
Product constructed.
And let's see. Build a signal booster. Collect carbon. I think carbon I can just get from any, like, trees or anything like that. So, but there's something with the high carbon. I think the C+ is a high carbon content. Little O2. I think O2 is what I use to reset my life support system, so it might not be bad to pick up a little bit of that since I don't have any. Pretty crazy someone put all the pieces together to stalk you in real life. I mean, I'm not that worried about it at the moment, but everything you leave out there is a record. So if I basically make a connect the dots thing, so everyone would be like, hey, this is his full name and where he lives, and this is what I tell the guy at the front desk in order for them to let me in, and here's his apartment number, etc., etc. Condensed carbon, that's not doing anything. There's the carbon crystals. Hey, Trexus Lives, how you doing, man? You're the better gaming lawyer? I didn't know it was a competition, but jeez, if you're gonna be that way about it. Jeez, Trexus Lives. It's good to see you though, man. How are you doing? And hello, Brian Chimichanga. Light, crispy, golden brown to perfection, as always. Unidentified material. Apparently I'm not getting very much from my unidentified material. Press. Oops, no. Alright, skip over that for now. 1v1, use civil action complaint. Really? Wait, you're in the middle of a... Like, you're representing a client against an adversary? Is that what I'm led to believe? That's some exciting stuff, man. I don't know. My little experience with that kind of setting didn't go well. I at least in the circumstances I was in, it led me to believe that my temperament was, like, I would end up being like, oh my god! I was, like, outraged all the time, like, I can't believe they're doing this! I can't believe... It's like, well, their demands are unreasonable. And I was taking it personally, that they weren't, like, being fair, having, like, using a fair assessment of the law. You're actually not a trial lawyer, you're a desk jockey. Oh, okay. That's one thing I couldn't remember either, because I always introduced you as a lawyer, but I couldn't remember if you were, on a second thought, I thought you might have been, like a professional grade law clerk or paralegal instead. But whatever it was, I have a feeling you probably do a lot more, like, real law work than I do. Because I basically, all I do is document review. And it's not even with actual, like, for actual court cases. It's like, it's for the removed, it's for processes and workers' compensation that are, like, once removed from actual court proceedings. Chimichanga is good. You actually, let's see. How am I liking this game? Well, I haven't been actually paying a lot of attention to this game, but I've played this game in the past, and I'm into it. I know I like the game. Let me see. I think I need to recharge this thing, don't I? Where's my multi-tool?
Technology recharge.
Oh, wow. I need a lot more than that, don't I? But yeah, that's one thing that's new in this game is before it was all first person. So you never got to actually see yourself. So this is the first time you can actually see what you look like. And part of that too is, like, that's one of the big controversies too, is they originally said that there would be multiplayer, and they're showing clips from old interviews where they're like, yeah, if you run into another player, you'll have no idea what you look like until they see you or something. Like, they're the only ones that can see you. And then it turned out, like, multiplayer just wasn't in the game at all, because because he kept saying, well, the universe is literally billions of stars, so the chance of you running into somebody is like, don't count on it ever happening, but it could totally happen. But the thing is one of the things in this game is you're in a galaxy, and one of like sort of the main objectives is to make your way to the center of the galaxy. And once you start getting to this, once everyone starts going towards the center of the galaxy, you have a situation where even though there are billions of stars in the overall galaxy, the neighborhood becomes a lot smaller once everybody is approaching the galactic core. So within 48 hours or 72 hours of the game launching, people coordinated online where they were and actually figured out how to get to the same place at the same time, which the devs for some reason thought no one would ever do. But of course, that's, they underestimate the ingenuity of gamers. You had to do doc review way back. Yeah, it's different than standard doc review. Well, I guess because the thing you do doc review and you're looking at what you have to do, or specifically what you need. Okay. But I still need some more carbon. Okay. But normal document review is just during discovery, and depending on what the parameters of the case are and what you're looking at, document review, every project is different. You're looking for different things. You're looking for, it's all based on what are specific facts of the case and what sort of relevant things you're looking for. In workers' compensation, it was hard to learn. It's a lot more technical, but what you're looking for in the cases, in the case files, is essentially the same every time, or at least the same kind of information. So it's like, because almost all the cases are orthopedic that we do. So basically, anything you find in the case files that addresses orthopedic complaints, orthopedic treatment, analyses of orthopedic causation, orthopedic injuries, that either the present injury or previous or subsequent or concurrent injuries that might be causing the same symptoms or exacerbating the symptoms. So basically, when I set off on these things, it's pretty much the same every time. So it becomes very kind of, it was hard to get it to learn it, but after about probably 6 months, it became pretty mindless. Oh, but yeah, so that was one thing that when I was talking about the multiplayer. They finally, so that it came out within 72 hours of launch that multiplayer was just not in the game at all. That they basically, it was probably something that they wanted to implement and were planning to implement, but they didn't have time to make it work, so it wasn't in there. And they just were mum about it. They just said, oh yeah, it's there, but they're like, oh, there's a billion stars, so what are the chances? They're never going to know the difference. Of course, they found out almost immediately. So one of the updates over the course of the last couple years introduced the ability to, if you're in the same place as someone else, you can see little light orbs representing where other people are. But what you're doing or what they're doing on the same planet, you're not seeing. So if they're drilling holes in the ground, you don't see it, etc. And all you see is a little orb. So it turns out that they never actually created character models for the players. So yeah, it was a little, the whole launch thing and what they said was in the game and what wasn't, it was kind of shady. I mean, apparently they were under a lot of pressure, time crunch, they were under pressure from fans, from publisher, they were out of money, they pretty much had to push the thing out the door. But They should have kept their damn mouth shut about features that weren't in the game yet. They got so much press attention from all the hype, and people kept, so is there like they were being asked, is there multiplayer? Is there multiplayer? And the guy who did all the PR stuff would get all sheepish and be like, yes.
Extreme cold
Oh,
damage
and then the interviewer would get all excited. They'd be like, so you can run into other people? And he'd be like, yes. Tedious as hell. Well, the thing I like about it though is it's chill. I mean, I do get burnt out on it is the problem. Like one problem that I'll have that I gotta watch out for is just the complacency, because I use voice dictation for it, and voice dictation has a tendency to create a lot of typos. And so when I finish something and it's time to proof it, you know, I'll end up sometimes with a 30 or 40 page document of just dry as hell stuff. It's sort of hard because historically I'm very good at proofing and that sort of thing, but it can be really hard for me to just not zone out while I'm looking over to proofread. That's probably the biggest challenge. That's like a symptom of kind of burnout. So I'd say that's the hardest part, is when I'm done and I go back to proof it. The hardest part is being able to like do a close focused look at the actual report that I made, because I'm like, oh God, I'm done. I just want to be done with this thing. All right. I need to craft carbon nanotubes.
product constructed.
And build a signal booster. Access the build menu with Z. Let's see what we got here. Align, select navigational task, input data. Online, please get scan distress frequencies. It's the only thing it will let me do. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Well, that ought to unveil something for me. Let's see. Reach the marked coordinates. Remember to pick up your signal booster. Okay, I picked it up. You like the earlier streams, Foodereer? I've been enjoying them too. They're kind of mellow. And I mean, it's just it's typically too. It's when I don't have a bunch of work hanging over my head that I need to finish too. So in that sense, well, I guess the trade-off is, I was gonna say I'm more relaxed, but at the same time, if I've run out of work on a work day, that's not optimal either. So there's a little stress that I relax because I don't have to do any work, but there's a little stress because, good Lord, I don't have any work to do. It's a double-edged sword. Not as many viewers. Yeah, well, sometimes there are viewers during the day. It's just completely random, it seems like. Because earlier times I've had day streams that are that have gotten more views. Like I'm particularly thinking there was an American Truck Simulator stream I did once during the day, and I got like twice as many views as I got like 400 views during that stream, and I don't get that many views very often unless I get major raids or something. Oxygen-rich plant. One time last week I got lots of viewers in the day stream. Uh-oh, there's a flipping storm over here? Okay, this is bad. This is my thermal protection. Shit, get away from me. Killer plant's trying to get me too. How far away am I from this place I'm going? I think there might be buildings at the location where we're going, but in the meantime, my thermal protection is getting completely destroyed by the storm.
Thermal protection falling. Technology recharging.
Okay. I probably need to
Technology recharge.
the life support's up as well. Thermal protection is still falling like a bitch.
Recharge.
I need to find more sodium.
Thermal protection falling.
Basically what's going to happen here is I'm just going to have to recharge my thermal protection like every 15 seconds until the storm passes so that I don't end up getting frozen to death. Luckily I can use that scanner to find sodium locations. Okay, storm is clearing. Here, I'm gonna grab a little more sodium over here. This game is chill a lot of the time, but especially in the beginning here where you don't have, you're not well set up to handle your
Technology recharge.
basic survival needs, it's a little more demanding. A little more immediately demanding of your attention. Yeah, it's sort of weird. I feel like YouTube, at some point over the last year, has changed the way that it calculates view counts.
Protection falling.
Because it seems like my streams consistently seem to have more concurrent viewers. But like before, I would have like 10 to 12 viewers in an average primetime stream, and now it's like 15 to 20 average viewers. But when I was getting 10 to 15 viewers, when I would finish the stream, it would tell me that I had like 300 viewers, and I was like, oh, okay, that's good. And now when I have more concurrent viewers, after the fact, it'll be like, oh, you had 120 views. It's like, wow, it's like a half to a third of what I used to get. Like, just could be the viewing habits have changed, though. Like, I get more people that just come and stick around, and less new people or less separate people that just pop in and out. So, but yeah, I was talking about this at the beginning of my stream, where that's one of the things I was getting a little bit down about, is that my channel is as a thing is basically stagnated. Like, you look right now, I've got like 1,935 subs, which is good, but I broke 1,900 subs in like December of last year, which means that for the last 7 months, I've had a net gain of approximately 35 subs, which is not impressive channel growth by any stretch of the imagination. My view counts are about a half to a third of what they used to be. My view, so there's a lot of this stuff in the analytics that's telling me, like, basically my channel's not doing anything. It's not growing. It's not going anywhere. But the thing is I get all the same regulars back every time. So it's like the people that I enjoy seeing and enjoy hanging out with, they're basically always here. I learned a geck word. They're always here when I stream. So it's like I'm still enjoying it as much as I ever had from stream to stream. I still get the same people. I'm having the same experience. So the reason I do it is still happening. But when I look at the analytics, it gets a little bit like, man, I remember when this channel seemed to be a thing that was like, that was going places, and it basically it's not that anymore. Oh, first aid. Okay. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Holo archive. Accessing archives. Logs corrupted. When you were gone, didn't I lose subs? Yeah, I think I went from like, I was at 1925. And I was down to like 1906 or something. I lost about 20 subs. I don't know if it was all during the month that I wasn't streaming, but I did lose subs during that month. I would just bleed them off. Well, what's kept happening for the last, since like December when whenever it was that I broke 1900, is I gained some subs, and then I would stop gaining subs, and then what subs I had would then slowly, you know, every few days I'd lose one, and every few days I'd lose one, and then it'd be back down almost to 1900 again. And then I'd get a few subs, and then I wouldn't get subs for like a month. I mean, I'll go weeks where I'll just maybe get one sub, you know, or I'll go through weeks where I don't get any subs at all. Right? So that's where, as compared to periods where my channel was popping and it seemed like new people were coming in and my channel was growing, and I like my small channel, but there was something like, I guess it strokes your ego when you feel like, oh, like, hey, this is a channel that's like making its mark and I'm growing, and I look and I'll see other channels that I consider like my peer channels that a year ago were smaller than me, and they've got 5,000 subs now, and I'm like, wow, so in 6 months they gained 3,000 subs, and for me in 6 months, like, I lost 20, you know? It's like, okay. So when I'm feeling negative like I was over the last few months, I started fixating a little bit on stuff like that, where even though a lot of what I like in my streams is still there, I would be like, well, what's going on? Why you know, it's like, well, how come my channel is not popping, you know? And even though, because I act like I'm casual, and a lot of times I am, but I do put effort into the channel. Let me see. I have this hermetic seal. I need to repair my ship. Okay, whoever was it led me here left this message. Perhaps they found themselves in the same situation as I do now. Okay, so now I need to return to the starship and complete repairs on my ship. Let's see. You will get more viewers when you stream more, and at varied times, and stream different games. You have very low viewers. Plus, Conan is awesome. Yeah, well, I don't know if Conan's gonna get me a ton of viewers because it's not a popular game. It's kind of it's a little bit off the beaten path, and that's one reason why I kind of like streaming it. Unable to locate starship. Press F to pinpoint ship. No visor installed. No analysis visor. Okay, it's gonna give me a unable to locate card ship. I need to build nanotubes, I guess I need to build a visor so I can see. Tab, access multi-tool inventory, and install analysis visor with E.
Technology installed.
Alright. Okay, so now I can scan everything. You actually get points and credits for scanning just about every different type of thing, like that kind of rock versus that kind of rock. You like the rhino glitches. See, it was always there, the things you liked in your stream, but you had a tough year. Don't worry, it'll come back. So, well, I think what I've needed to focus more on is the fact that, and I've always said this, that I do this, I don't do this because I'm like, oh, I want to be famous and I want to get rich and I want to do all this stuff. But when my channel was growing and when donations were rolling in and that sort of thing, it was definitely like, hey, I like that too, you know? And so when that all kind of stopped, then it's sort of like, well, what's wrong? Why don't they do that anymore? I mean, there are things that I can point out that I do that I could do differently. Like, I could try to play more popular games more often, and I could expand my streaming schedule. Like, I only have 1 day a week, and that was a compromise. But it's hard for me to, with the way that my life is, it's hard for me to commit. Like, I obviously can stream more than once a week, especially depending on what's going on, but it's hard for me to commit to a specific schedule because the way my work is, there's in some ways it's flexible and in some ways it's not. So I'm constantly having to, there are times when, even though I can work when I want to, there are times when it's like, oh shit, I can't. I don't have any playtime for the next 48 hours because I got deadlines, I got a massive pile falls on me, all that sort of thing. But if I do it once a week, I can usually push stuff around that almost for sure. And hey, Caleb, yeah, the update on this game is pretty, I'm pretty impressed by it, to be honest. I've just scratched the surface of it, and I decided I wanted to start. I've decided I want to start from the beginning, just to see what that's like. And then I have a game that I've got, I think 35 hours in, that I'll probably jump into eventually. And I did jump into it for a minute, and I determined there have been some changes made to it. And we get lots of new viewers. Wanted you to play games solely get. Yeah, well, that's exactly, and that's why also I started pointing back to like my mindset. I was getting a more a more negative mindset where that stuff was impacting me more, and I was like, and where yeah, obviously at any point if my channel's growing and I feel like more people like me and more people are giving me money and stuff like that, that feels good. And so when I have that and then that kind of stops, that, you know, in any circumstance, you're going to look at that and be kind of like, oh, that's disappointing. But there's a difference between being like, well, but that's never what this was really about. I'm not trying to make a living out of this. There's always that thing where I've said if it could grow into that, that would be cool. But it's never been that. And it's never been like when I sit down to stream, it's never been about like the hustle of like, oh, I'm gonna calculate all the things that I can do to make the most growth and money happen. Let me see. And I like my game selection too, honestly. But there are, you know, people that have the channels that really become more pro are people that kind of a lot of times stick to either a single game, sometimes a single game, or a single game type, and they stream on a consistent thing. There's all sorts of little things you can do to build a channel that will grow with some consistency. Because the thing is, like, there are a lot of people that I got back when I was playing Skyrim all the time, and that's probably was like one of the golden ages of my channel in terms of growth and donations and new people and more viewers. But for people that joined this channel, there's probably about 1,000 people came during that time. For the people who joined this channel because they enjoy watching me play Skyrim, they probably over the last, you know, 10 months since I really haven't been playing Skyrim, been like, oh, well, I don't give a crap about if this guy is playing, you know, whatever it is. Oh, he's playing Morrowind. That's old shit that I don't care about. I'm not gonna. So I spent like a couple months almost exclusively playing Morrowind. They're just gonna be like, well, you know, whatever. But then there are a few people that joined up because they think Morrowind's awesome. And then now I'm not playing Morrowind anymore, and they're like, oh, you're not playing Morrowind? All right, well, I guess I'll find someone that's playing a game I like. The Tijuana. And you know what? I'm going to be honest about the Tijuana zombie game. I like that game. One of the reasons why I'm not super like, I want to stream it all the time, is because there's certain types of games that seem to have certain audiences that they attract. And that happens a little bit in Skyrim too and other games. But one of the things I don't like is when you get games where I think it's like mostly like they're kids that know the game inside and out, and they come in and they're constantly throwing out spoilers, and they're constantly like, go over here and get that thing, go over here and do that, go over there. And then also that game has some multiplayer, so it invites, you know, the kids who are like, hey, meet me in multiplayer, add me in multiplayer. And so I felt when I did enjoy streaming that, but I did feel like it was I was noticing that it was attracting a different kind of viewer that I was kind of like, you know, not, I mean, it's still cool that I got more views, but it was attracting a different sort of audience where I was like, oh, well, I don't know if that's, I want to build my channel on that. It's like people that play Minecraft, you know, and there are channels that can explode into huge popularity playing Minecraft. And Minecraft's okay. I like Minecraft all right, but apparently the audiences, the massive audiences that you can potentially build on Minecraft are just, or Roblox is another example, are just like, it's a different animal. It's a different animal than what I have going on my channel and the kind of people that hang out here. And not that kids can't come in here. I know I've got a few regular viewers that are kids, but I don't have throngs of kids being like, look at me, make me mod, do that, you know, all the stuff that they do. Give me, make me mod, play with me, play in my game. So the kids that hang out in here, just they come in, they act a little bit goofy. And like Soul Hider, for example, I don't know if he's super young, but I think he's a younger dude. And, you know, and he has this whole like, sing me a lullaby, and then he types in his sleep for 2 hours. Make me mod, I am 12. And now what Soul Hider is doing doesn't get on my nerves or anything, but that's just an example of like, hey, the little shtick he's doing is just like, kind of like, it's like horseplay, you know? And it's not bad or anything else, but that's sort of more like, yeah, if I'm gonna get younger folks on my channel, that's how I want them to behave. I don't want them in here being like, give me mod, join my, get on my friends list. Well, one thing that helps is I don't have any consoles, and most of the kids do. So, but they're always like, do you have PS4? You have PS4? And I'll just be like, nope. And it sort of shuts down the conversation. Make me mod, I'm 6. Well, that's such a big boy being 6 years old. All right, let's do a little repair here. We're repairing the pulse engine. We now have the hermetic seal. And let's see what's next on the menu. Thrust. The launch thruster is critically damaged. It requires dihydrogen jelly and pure ferrite to repair. Okay. Collect the hydrogen using the scanner. I think that's the H. What? I point right at it. It's dihydrogen crystals. Is any more around? There's some over there too. Oh, it's those big blue crystals. If it accounts for anything, I have enough issues with being a mod for a few people and don't care much for it. Well, see, that's the one thing too, where one of the general, and I'm not the only one who says this, but this is one thing that I say, is that anyone that asks for mod, probably is not going to make a very good mod. Oh, I need an advanced laser for that one. Never mind. There's got to be more around though. I saw another one. So yeah, people that are like, make me mod, you know they're probably not gonna be very good mods. I was telling a story the other day about the one kid that's kind of like that, and I didn't give him mod, and I went to another chat room where it was like a 12-year-old streaming, and everyone in the chat seemed like they were 12 years old, and they were on Discord, and it was all a bunch, you know, kind of squeaker voices going on, and this kid, once given his mod status, he was just in there like, to everyone in the chat, he's like, shut the fuck up, shut up, and he's like timing people out constantly, banning people, and they weren't even doing anything wrong. Like, they just come in and he would just be like, don't talk, shut up, and I'm like, okay, that's what, and not all the kids ask for mod want that. They just like the fact, a lot of them just want the recognition, but some of them want that mod wrench because they want to be able to boss other people around. It's a very large galaxy out here. Oh, hey Matus, how you doing, man? I have no idea about being a mod. I didn't know the kid you talking about was in here. Ratus just wants to ban everyone, including himself. I'm just coming in here to recharge my thermal protection. Coming into a warm place lets that recharge. Probably also wouldn't be a bad idea if I recharge my life support as well.
Technology recharge.
And I need to find more. Here was a little H thing. There we go. These little blue crystals. I can mine this stuff just fine. To ban Ratus. So, well, yeah, the kid that I'm talking about is not a regular here, and I actually haven't seen him in here in a while. But people that have been here for a while, if I said his name, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I remember him." Because I've never done anything to alienate him. It's not like he ever came in and I was like, "Get the F out." But he'd be the kind of kid that would use all caps or start acting up and occasionally get timed out. And then he'd get real pissed off about getting timed out. That kind of thing. And then he'd ask for mod. And it's like, dude, you're not getting mod. Oh, he'd also do something where if he thought he could apply whatever he did wrong to someone else, like maybe someone did a sentence where they had one word all capped for some kind of emphasis, and he'd be like, so, and he'd say their name and he'd be like, no caps. And he'd start like barking orders at other people. It's like, damn, dude, no, you're not getting a mod wrench. It's like, you obviously don't get context. Like, you just spammed 5 sentences of all caps, and this person does normal grammar almost all the time, and then he used one out of a sentence, he had one 5-letter word with capital letters in it. No caps! It's a kid, that's the kid you thought was somebody else because you didn't know how to look up the channels you helped me with. They changed the rocks a lot. Yeah. He's the kid who found the funny pic. Who I thought, oh no, that person was a one-timer. I wouldn't, and that person, I think we did ban that kid. No, the person I'm talking about is someone who someone that probably will still occasionally pop in. Maybe I can give you another hint. This is someone who always pops in just to try to hook up raids. And then he's got this circle of streamers, and they're like mostly kid streamers, where they don't raid you when they stop their stream. They all just raid each other constantly, and they do a raid, and then they leave immediately to do a raid on someone else. And so they're all like swapping subs constantly. Like they'll stream for 4 hours, and they will be for 3 out of those 4 hours raiding constantly, raiding each other, raiding and Scooter, you know who I'm talking? No, it's different. The one, well, yeah, and then the one will be like, he'll say really screwed up stuff like, should I shoot myself? Different kid, no. And that person always comes in with a different name. That guy, whoever that is a straight up troll. That person might be a regular in here who acts normal and then gets in weird moods and comes in under different names. Because that's a thing that some kids like to do. I mean, some grown-ups too, but that level of behavior suggests to me that it's someone who is young and does not have a very nuanced sense of humor. And they think they're doing something that's funny, but it's really like It's just kind of sick in a stupid way, not sick in a like, hey, wow, what an edgy dude. Is it Nick Gers? Oh, geez, I said that out loud. Nick Gers. That's what he typed. For anyone who's just listening. No, the person I'm speaking of comes in, when he comes in, under the same name every time. And the name is not a troll name. In fact, I have a feeling this person's username is probably his real life name. It's like he'll come in if his name is Bob Smith or whatever. The name that this person uses, I have a feeling if you found this dude in real life at his middle school or whatever he goes to, it's like his actual name. Can you not say my name? Nick C, I can say. That's fine. It's that other one that Foodreader said, which I think that was an actual troll that came in one time. I think that's what he's referring to. Where it's like, oh, I can make let me get back to my ship though. I just noticed my, where's my damn ship at? I think it's on top of this ridge, but now I run around and I end up getting... Now I'm a little bit lost. Okay. Hey there, it's over there. Here, but I got more of this blue stuff. I'm gonna recharge this.
Technology recharge.
Yeah, no, I don't so much like people that do that, honestly. Especially when the sense of humor is doing something that would be highly hurtful and offensive to some people, even though they think they're being clever and funny. I don't know. I'm a very big proponent of, if there are certain words that some people find super funny and other people find deeply hurtful, I don't want those. I don't want those words included as jokes in my channel. Even though there's a proportion of people that are like, hey, it's a play on this word that I find very funny to be used in interesting contexts. Yeah, that falls under my rule of like, no politics, no controversy, no bringing up stuff that's hurtful or painful for people, or that's inclined to cause people to basically that's going to stir up legit hate. I don't want that becoming something that people think it's like a fun thing to do in my channel. Katie thought it was funny. It's not really funny. I don't remember. Are you talking about somebody that was... Is this somebody that was like months ago? Yeah, it's just screwed up. It's just screwed up stuff. Okay, I need to make... I'm gonna let my thing recharge. But yeah, you hear me even talking about it, I'm getting a little like, when I'm talking about a kid that does that, it's like I almost don't even want to talk about the person's name at all, but to explain like the whole process of like, hey, well, here's why, you know, personally on my channel, I don't like that sort of thing. It's like, no, I think universally, I condemn that kind of humor. I think it's totally fucked up, and I don't want it. No, the person I'm talking about, like I said, he comes in here under what I believe to be a real name. It'd be a name you'd see in a yearbook, you know, a name that you would see on a school library ID. It's not a joke name. Craft a dehydrogen jelly. There it is. Grease the launch thruster with dehydrogen jelly. That's starting to sound kind of... I'm gonna grease that thruster with my dehydrogen jelly. It's like, grease that up, baby. The thing is it's so stiff, it needs to be greased.
Component repaired.
And now what I need to do. No, Kitten Alliance was never... The Kitten Alliance was never malicious. Kitten Alliance did some stuff, like the kind of way she promoted her channel was a little bit occasionally overbearing. But Kitten Alliance was never somebody that I looked at and was like, oh, that's a bad person I don't want around. If she came in here right now, I would be happy to see her because I liked her as a person. There's a difference between people that I think are decent people that occasionally do things that are a little bit like, I wish they wouldn't do that. Versus people that come in and immediately leave me the impression with this is a person that I don't like, this is a person that I don't want around, and this is the kind of person that I don't want to be here. She called her viewers the Wildcats. It was right after we came up with the name Lawhawks for my channel. I think she was following in the footsteps. She's like, oh, a gaming lawyer came up with a name for his people. So it's almost like just on the spur of the moment, she's like, I'll call my Wildcats. Let's see, construct a metal plating.
Product constructed.
Deploy the advanced materials required. Deploy the portable refiner. Hey, there we go. Oh. So what's this doing? Carbon?
Technology recharge.
Okay, so apparently I need more carbon. Can I use the carbon crystals? That might be something that's too big for me to mine. Hey, what is this? Journey milestone accomplished. Drifter. I've apparently drifted around this map. Okay, I need a better laser to get the big one. I've drifted around this map 10K worth of running up and down hills. A lot of that just sort of mindlessly pacing. I need to recharge my multi-tool. Oh, okay, that's not optimal. Any, alright, well, I guess I'm gonna start just shooting trees. I'm at a point now where the thing that I use to gather that runs on carbon is running low on energy. So I need both to collect carbon for other things, and I need to collect carbon to recharge the thing that I use to collect carbon. It's like, I don't know, I was gonna say The Matrix. What's the movie where it's the dream inside the dream inside the dream? Can't remember. Catch-22? No? Well, I guess you could say that is a Catch-22. That I need to catch carbon. I need carbon for my machine, but the machine that I get carbon is the machine that needs the carbon. Inception is what I was thinking of. But I guess it would be more Catch-22 than an Inception. I think Matus unwittingly found the better metaphor. I don't know if metaphor is the right word. I think I'm bad with words right now. I'm having a bad word day. And that's just not just attesting to the fact that I've dropped a few F-bombs today. Inception. All right, Nick got it. You can smack stuff with the laser pointer to harvest without using any power. Oh, really? Wait, how do I... Oh, it's with Q. I just want to test that out. I've never done it before. I'm gonna punch a tree. That's some real Minecraft shit right there. Yeah. That's one carbon at a time. The old-fashioned way. Oh, hey, I'm not doing anything. These little robots, they get a little pissed off when you deplete the resources of the planet. Nothing to see here, buddy. No, I was looking. Oh, it's the rock. It's good. Look at the animals. They're awesome. All right, see you later. Let's go. I think I saw another guy shooting trees up over that hill over there. Oh, well, I want to look into that. Sucker. No, we're good. Words are hard. I'm good at words in many contexts, but sometimes not when I'm streaming. Which, maybe that's why my channel's growth is stagnated. Maybe I've gotten worse words. You know, you get older, your brain slows down a little bit. Let's recharge the old, that thing. Oh look, I need to be scanning animals. I keep forgetting all the stuff that I could be scanning. It is a, fluctuating, female, that's an alpha male, watchful. They're scared of mirrors. Oh, that's an interesting thing to note about a random species. It's like, well, be careful, this animal's afraid of mirrors. It's like, shit. Well, if I end up carrying a bunch of mirrors with me, I'll keep that under advisement. Go Wildcats! Oh, it's time to recharge the mining. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Technology recharge.
Let me see. Now, how much carbon do I have? Okay, now, maybe, do I have enough carbon to make the thing that I need to make? I need pure fernite dust. I want to get back to my ship, because that's where I built the thing that I need to put the stuff in. See all the words I'm using? The thing to put the stuff in? That's what I'm talking about. Scan it, yeah. You can make a lot of money from scanning, especially if you go to planets and if you're a completionist and you decide you want to scan every different type of thing on that planet, you get all these bonuses for being a completionist in this game. This game is like a OCD dream.
Technology recharge.
Okay. So we filled that up. Now I need some pure fernite, and that comes from all these little rocks. That should be easy. Am I getting, yeah, or not fernite, hey, buddy! Hey, what am I doing with this thing in my hand? Just pointing at stuff. Hey, rocks. You know? So, all right, well, I'm gonna go over here. All right, you have a great day. All right, we gave the Popo a slip. Yeah, give me a tip, Brian Chimichanga. Can I scan this? Oops, that's the wrong kind of scan. Yep, I haven't even scanned this kind of rock yet. Now, what else? If I scan that kind of rock? Yep. If I scan that kind of rock? No. You can turn normal ferrite into pure ferrite. Is that what I need right now, is pure ferrite? Oh, a deuterium-rich plant. I don't know what I need deuterium for, but that sounds really fancy. I'm sure I'll need it eventually. Jetpack power surge detected. Okay, is that like a booster I just got? And the surge faded. So that was like a temporary power-up thing just happened to me. Pure ferrite. Place the dust in the portable refiner. Now it's asking for the refiner just to put regular dust into it. Is apparently what this particular thing wants. And then this plus this equals pure ferrite. Did I get it all? I think I needed a little more. Yeah, I think I need a little more. Here, you keep working. I'm gonna shoot more rocks. Hey, what's this little guy? Hey, buddy. Who are you? Oh, I must have scanned one of your adults already. He's just a small one. See, shooting rocks, it doesn't get more chill than shooting rocks on a snow planet. Where's that guy at? I'm all paired. Hey, what's that? Okay, I scanned one of those already. We're gonna fix this damn ship. I've been streaming for an hour and a half, and I haven't even gotten off the ground yet. This is sort of thing where if I was just playing on my own, all the stuff that it's taken me an hour and a half to do, I would have finished within the first 15 minutes, and maybe even 10 minutes. But you know, this is what you get when I'm live. All right. I'm getting a lot of dust. Maybe that's enough dust. Ferrite dust is a new thing that wasn't in the game before. I need to transfer items. Okay. Do I still need more damn dust? I still do, but we'll get this going. This thing is really hungry for dust. Luckily, these rocks are everywhere, so it's just a matter of persistence. Okay, now I'm gonna sit up. I've been sitting in this real lean back, slouch position.
Ground protection falling.
I know. It's a cold planet, I get it. I'm all paranoid now that those little popo bots are coming by. I'm not doing anything, Officer Bot. Let me see. What if I shoot that rock? Oh, I need an advanced mining laser. See, that would give me pure ferrite even if I could shoot that all by itself. Alright, thermal protection is almost gone. I think I'm gonna jump in my ship for a second and let that recharge. Killing officer bots is a good source of materials. Maybe that's changed now. Everything else did. It's true. I did my share of killing bots before, but I never actually farmed them. I usually only did it because don't they drop certain things that you can only get from killing bots? Can't remember now. Or I know certain places like facilities you need to destroy for certain rare resources, and they would end up attacking the hell out of me. But I never really just made an activity out of farming bots, which, you know, maybe it's my pacifist nature not serving me well in efficient gathering techniques. I'm always like, well, the poor robot. I want the robots to be my friends. You know, they're trying to preserve the planet. They're good guys, you know. It's just sometimes a guy that looks just like me goes around and shoots a bunch of rocks, pisses them off, shoots trees. What a bastard. Every time I see the robots, I'd be sure to point out if I've seen anybody shooting rocks or trees. Oh, that one's too big for me to shoot right now. That one's too big. I just realized half the rocks I'm shooting are types of rocks that I can't. But it does mean also I wasn't aware these were different, so I obviously haven't scanned them. You know? Am I gaining anything? I am slowly... Oh wow, it is really slow getting that dust though, isn't it? I think I need to go for some of these smaller rocks. It seems like it happens. It gets faster if they're little rocks I can blow up real quick. Okay. Yeah, that's the kind of... Okay. It's a little bit tougher. Is there a payout when I destroy a rock that takes forever? Oh gosh, here we go again with the depleted... With the depleted mining tool.
Technology recharge.
And here we are again with the low... I gotta get more carbon. That's not what I'm looking for. This guy. This guy. No lawyer Sky. Hey, I didn't notice Prof 20 420. I didn't notice your comment. Are you still here? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Here. Transfer items from the exosuit. Wait, did I get all the ferrite that I needed? Repair the launch thrusters. Alright. Now, before I launch anywhere, I'm gonna need to get more carbon. You're the alien. What? Hey, Mike. And back from lurking. Material contracts are annoying. That does sound annoying. I don't know precisely what material contracts, what you're referring to. Are you talking about contracts for the purchase or exchange of materials used in some kind of manufacturing or construction? Let's see. We're gonna repair the launch thruster by putting in this pure ferrite.
Component repaired. Technology repaired.
All systems functioning. Seek answers among the stars, press W to take off. Not before I've got some flippin' carbon, though. You're a human from Earth, and none of these planets are Earth. I don't even know if, when you play this game, you're supposed to be a human from Earth. I think you don't know what you are, but it could be at some point in the game. There is a sort of a story happening in this game. Maybe it turns out that we are explorers from Earth, and I just don't know enough about how that plot unfolds to confirm that, because the game starts where you wake up and you don't know really who you are or how the hell you got here, or what, you know, you don't know anything about your before. Monsters, man. Asking if they got creatures or monsters. Those contracts are for general contractors to use when talking with homeowners to secure and agree on a price for materials and labor. Okay. Yeah, that sounds exciting. Oh, did I just totally screw up? Oh, I needed carbon and I started going, I used whatever little thing I had left to get more of that dust stuff. It's time for me to punch some trees, baby. Some little carbon crystals would be helpful. The big one I can't do anything to, but the little ones would be nice. Planets do have indigenous fauna. I think some of them are hostile. Oh yeah, definitely. That's not changed. I mean, I've probably altogether put in, over the various times that I've played No Man's Sky, probably 80 to 100 hours overall, but of different, I'd play it, start it, they do major updates. A lot of times I'd restart it after that. And so the main thing now is, I don't know, a lot obviously has changed, even down to the types of materials available are different now than they were before. But, yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen there's creatures running around here. I haven't seen any creatures yet that have been hostile. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna collect some carbon. Oh, hey, look, it's the robot. Hey, buddy. Yeah, there's this guy. Someone was blowing up rocks back there. You should go look at it. What a wow, man! It's like the guy doesn't even respect the environment or something. Jeesh, shooting rocks and trees. There are giant penises with teeth that burrow through sand. Have they implemented there were in the original trailers, and it's one of the things that people were upset about, was they showed these giant sandworms, like on desert planets, that were like from Dune. Like these sandworms were, you know, hundreds of yards long, and they would be like sand sea serpents coming in and out, diving in and out of the sand. And no one's ever seen one. I mean, I think the general proper conclusion is they were never put into the game for whatever reason. But are they there? Are they there now, Mike? Are you talking? Unless there really are like little creatures, they look like little penises and they burrow. And I just haven't seen those yet. Oh, there's a cave down there. I don't think there's going to be a lot of carbon down there for me. Hey, this is a little beaver dude. Always foraging. Diet plant roots. Notes: tongue parasites. All right, well, we're not gonna get loving with you, buddy. You think you're gonna find all sorts of new sexy life forms when you go in space, so mostly it's just weird-looking beaver creatures with tongue parasites. It's a fucking tree. But what kind of tree is it, Mike? Am I scanning? What am I scanning? There we go. This, for example, is a sea pulponono. A sea pulponono. It's young. It has an inorganic root structure. Its nutrient source is buried carbon. It's carbon dense. Primary element's carbon. Secondary element is oxygen. And now I'm gonna blow it up. And hello, Robert Pitts. Maybe they are like reverse tremors and they run away from people with noise. That's why no one ever sees them. That's kind of like a Sean. That'd be like an early launch version of Sean Murray explaining why they're known as sandworms. It's like, oh, they're in the game. Believe you me, they're in the game. It's just when they hear your ship entering the atmosphere, they all go underground. They go, and they hide. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I wasn't shooting that. Were you kidding? This is my tree repair tool. That tree had an infection of bark lice. I was just dusting them off. Okay, we'll see you later. This looks nothing like the Space Force brochure. That's the whole problem with aliens. You just can't trust them. Occasionally you meet a nice one. Starman, E.T., but usually they turn out to be some kind of big lizard. I'm getting the line wrong, but that was Peter Venkman from his science fiction, his mysteries of the universe talk show. And Ghostbusters 2. That's one of those movies that the first time I saw it, I was like, meh. It just seemed like it was a cash-in on the first one. And then I think ever since then, the more I watched it, the more stuff sunk in where I was like, it is more of the same of the first one. It's like, if you like the first one, here's more. It's like, the writing is as good, and it's just they're not reintroducing the concepts. It lacks the novelty the first one had, where no one had heard of, you know, Ghostbusters before. All right, I'm gonna actually. How's my carbon supply doing? 2. I'm gonna get a little more carbon just to have a back supply, and then I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
Thermal protection falling.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep. Oh wait, I sleep. I sleep all night and I work all day. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. It's like two songs with the same modulation. Lizards? Where's the lizards? I jump down trees, I skip and jump. I like to press wildflowers. I dress in women's clothing and hang around in bars. Would that be considered offensive now? All right, I think we're ready to go. All systems functional. Seek answers among the stars. Press W to take off. That would offend some people. Most people know where it came from, and it's classic. Yeah. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. We have officially lifted off the ground. Oh shit! I didn't mean. I pressed what in other games would be the universal button for roll. Now I just realized, I don't know. Okay, the launch thruster is depleted. And I don't have anything to refuel it with, so we're just not gonna land right now. I know, but didn't there used to, I was gonna do a celebratory roll, you know? And I'm pretty sure, in fact, let me just look. I'm pretty sure there is a button to roll. I just so happens that E is the button to land. So no, or maybe there isn't a roll button. A vehicle, turn left, roll. A and D. Okay, there we go. That, I guess that makes, there we go. That's what this is what I wanted to do. Woo, just go for the roll. Little Top Gun simulator. Gotta go. You took a picture of the Russian from 5 meters? How did you do it? He was inverted. Whoa. Impossible Hollywood physics. Alright, we're gonna go in space though. You got a Polaroid to prove it. Yeah, that's right. Ryler knows exactly what I'm talking about. She's lost that love and feeling, Goose. No, she hasn't. Yeah, she's lost it. I hate it when she does that. Yeah, going up to a bar and going by a microphone and singing directly to a girl to try to get her panties. That's how you crash and burn in real life. You get kicked out of that damn place for pulling shit like that. Can I get some, hold shift to engage boost. Wait, what's beeping? Oh, communicator, press X. Alright. Incoming transmission, source 4925B. Please identify yourself. I'm Alright, I'll identify myself. You are not Kazik alone. Okay. Follow the Kazik. That's it, like the word Smurf, except harder to say. I'm gonna Smurf the Smurf out of that Smurf. The broadcast ends as strangely as it began. Finally, the final piece of the signal appears to be a set of planetary coordinates. Input coordinate data.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Okay. planets and coordinates received. Follow the coordinates to find the signal source. Hold E to tag. Arrive in 2 weeks. Okay, I've tagged it. I think I need to collect a little more, whatever comes out of these rocks. Because... let's see. Pulse jumps. What do I need for this? To reboost this, I need pyrite and tritium. Mine from asteroids. Is it these kind of asteroids? All I know is I don't want to start using things like the launch booster. Okay, these are silver. Where silver's shiny and sparkly, but silver won't make my engines go. I was a jolly space lumberjack with my laser axe. I would lob. Then, family of aliens moved next door. One of them took my job. Is that based on a song? It sounds like the setup for a sitcom, but I'm not immediately making the connection. But I could see the space lumberjack. I was a jolly space lumberjack, you know. And then it's like the alien comes take his job, and he's like, "Oh man." Let's see, what is this one doing for me? Silver, more silver. Silver's not what I want. It's not what I need. But that's all that I'm getting from these asteroids, so screw you guys. Oh, hello. Okay, maybe I shouldn't hit the boost right in the middle of the asteroid field. Yeah. The odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field are 735 to 1. Never tell me the odds. Alright. Signal source. Let's see if we can squeeze through here. We'll start going in that direction. Hello, asteroid. Theme for Friends begins to play. Did anyone tell you lumberjack? Anyone tell you lumberjack that life would be this way? Chop, 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 chop. And it'd be like axe sounds in the tree instead of the clapping. I think we could run with this rather than lumberjack is a racist who blames the aliens for his unemployment. Simply didn't finish his education. Just realized the jobs like space lumberjack aren't jobs of the future. Right, because of automation. The space lumberjacks are going to be obsolete soon. Okay. Is it still all silver here, though? What I'd like is there to be less silver. Lots of useless silver. Oh, there's a nice blue planet over there for me to look at, but let me see. Launch thruster, use uranium, which I don't have at all. Stop it. Pulse engine. Oh, I have tritium. I guess I did get some from the asteroids.
Technology recharge.
I'd like a little bit more, though. I'd like to at least be able to fill up my pulse engine. But wait, the aliens took his job. Does that mean we circled around into the aliens being a subservient species that serves the menial jobs? You're getting too in depth, Ryler D. We don't need nuance in this conversation. All that's important is see? which jobs they actually take. Too in-depth is my specialty. No, well, maybe in a different venue, but when we're talking about the sitcom about the racist space miner who's angry that aliens took his job. Let me see. Did I get any more of that stuff? Yeah, I keep getting little bits of it. Okay, well that's full at least, and I got some more left. Launch thruster. That's making me nervous. That means next time I land, if I don't find some of that stuff, I will not be leaving and landing again. Alright, we're gonna do this though. Wait, how do I hold space? There we go. Now we're boosting with power. True, less depth, more fourth wall breaks in that sort of show. Yeah. You're gonna ruin the whole premise if you make it all complicated. It's like in the old cartoons. You beat someone over the head with like a big iron cast frying pan, and they just go, you hear like the stars and the little bird chirping sounds, and a big lump comes on their head, and they just are like, ah, and then they shake their head like, ugh, and then they're normal again. You're like, but wait, if you really hit somebody with a cast iron pot that hard, you probably kill them. I mean, that's the most likely outcome for striking someone a hard blow directly to the skull with a heavy iron cast frying pan. And they might just have brain damage or maybe even a recoverable injury, but there's a substantial possibility that they're simply going to be killed by a blow like that. But you couldn't bring that up in like a Looney Tunes, a Bugs Bunny cartoon or something. It would just ruin it. But I wouldn't give for logic like that for a lot. Whoa, oh, hey! I think I was going to hyper boost right into that damn asteroid. Okay, can we turn? Go that way, really fast. Just scan that planet, though. Oh, it's got uranium down there. Okay, well that's helpful. Go that way, really fast. Something gets in your way. Turn. And then, you know what? I threw that line out like 6 months or a year ago, and I was like, does anyone know where that came from? And then I didn't notice in the chat until later. But I think Matus was like, it's better off dead. And he didn't get that acknowledgement. So Matus, if you're still here, I know Matus pops around because he's a man in the man. But if you're still here, you totally get credit for identifying Better Off Dead as the movie where that line came from. That's when the one character with John Cusack was going to go down the super dangerous slope that everyone was scared to try up on the mountain, and his friend gave him the advice of how to survive the dangerous ski slope. Go that way, really fast. If something gets in your way, turn. And he acted like it was like that is the secret. All right, let's do a little more of this, I think. There we go. We should be relatively above it now. There, we're gonna pop right down to it. Just go backwards really fast. As fast as we can. Really put the pedal to the metal. Entering atmosphere. Coming in at a steep angle, that's okay because the physics in this game are not exactly true Newtonian planetary physics, so we're gonna be just fine. Ready Player One, based on that previous reference. backwards really fast. Fast as we can. Really put the pedal to the metal. Oh, right, from that one. That was from the movie. That was one of the scenes that was in the movie, but not the book. Because I've read the book and listened to the audiobook, like, a ton of times. Whoa, okay. I was trying to do another roll. Well, I guess this is where I'm parked, because I don't have anything to, I can't take off anymore, so... Great, and I landed on a planet. Wait, is there uranium around here, though? Okay. First contact. What I would like to find is some damn uranium. Hydrogen. There's a signal source. Because things have changed. It used to be those big red crystals popping out of the ground. Back in the olden days, that was uranium. Sentinel, gotcha. Checking out the various rocks. One of those scenes. I don't get upset by those scenes. I thought that sequence was actually cool because it's stuff, you know, if you read a book, especially if it's a book. I like the, we have the audio book, and it's read by Will Wheaton, and it just is like, I don't know. For some reason, I just found that perfect. Gamma weed, huh? Gives you gamma root. I don't need gamma root at the moment. So, yeah, it was actually when I liked the movie. I felt like the changes they made in the movie I was fine with them. Because that means that there were things that were happening in that movie that I didn't already know. Yeah? Thought the movie was great. It just wasn't the books. You walked in. Yeah, I went in, and I heard that. I checked out what people had to say about it ahead of time. And they were like, it's a really good movie. It feels like classic Spielberg. What can I scan around here? Feels like classic Spielberg. But they do take some liberties to make it feel like a Spielberg film instead of a novel. But I feel like they stayed true more or less to the book. And took liberties in the right sort of way to make it more cinematically successful. Like I don't like sometimes they'll take a book and they'll basically, you know, they'll end up trashing everything that made the book good for what it was. I feel like that wasn't a problem with this movie. That they essentially captured the core of what was good about the book, but then they you know, spruced it up for the big screen. What am I scanning? Scanner. I think when I was playing before, I must have had an upgraded scanner because I don't remember scanning taking this long. It's dehydrogen to make a metal plate now to make the launcher, if you didn't know that. Hey, Nerd Killer. Yeah, I got the launcher fixed up at this point, and I've flown to this planet. The predicament I have found myself in now is, I'm out of launch fluid, or whatever the hell this stuff's got. I need uranium. I am luckily on a planet that, rumor has it, will give me uranium. Alright, well, I guess, where was that signal source? I might as well, here it is, I'm right next to it. I might as well, since I'm here, actually complete the objective that I'm supposed to be completing, and then we can worry about finding the uranium I need to be able to take off again. Or this is going to be no man's ground, my game. 16, log entry, 4925C follows. The sparking wires of the machine generate a signal, tapping out its broadcast into the void. Whoever left the message is long gone. Let's decipher the signal. No fuel in. Failure to reach station. Hazard protection low. No choice but to underground. Deployed base computer. As well as the log entry, the signal contains plans for a base computer and a terrain manipulator. Okay, with any luck, the base computer will hold more information about whoever is leaving these messages. Download plans. And hello, Madros. Good evening, sir. You weren't paying attention? Didn't see that I went online. That's all right. It's quite all right. Let's see. Advanced terraforming device. This, okay, so this is how I can dig holes, and it uses a lot of, at least before, that used a lot of ammo, so I only did it when it was necessary to do it. Mine copper to build the base computer. Mining copper requires a terrain manipulator. Alright, well, I guess, terrain manipulator. Construct the terrain. Okay, so I need the hydrogen jelly and carbon nanotubes. Alright, missed my last couple streams because you've been going to bed around 10, 10:30 your time. And you start like right after. Yeah, if you're not here on the West Coast. So that's alright. If you gotta sleep, you gotta sleep. I've also been streaming an unusual amount lately because I keep being out of work. That's what keeps happening. So I keep getting work and finishing it and waiting for more work, which is I'm actually doing right now, hoping for an email with sometimes instead of having to go pick up physical files that I do my review document review magic on. Sometimes they email me PDF files instead, which I actually prefer, but a lot of the legal and medical industry is not, they're not digital minded. They got a lot of old school folks that do things in an old school way. You keep stacks of launcher. Yeah, this is literally the second planet that I've been on. Because I started a new game. I have an old game that I'm going to check out that has about 35 hours in it. But I haven't. But I first, since this update is so huge, I first wanted to experience it from the perspective of a new start. Because it is, even starting the game is a lot different than it used to be. The same problem. Yeah, I start at 8 o'clock. My regular stream time is 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which means if you're on the East Coast, I don't start till 11 o'clock. Hey, buddy. What's that? Oh. See, this used to be uranium, and now it's not. But now there's those little... Maybe I'll get lucky, and I'll find some uranium in these little things here. I need a Atlas Pass? Okay. Don't have those yet. Advanced ion battery. That could be useful for something. You meant to say this is why you keep stacks of launcher fuel on you at all times. No, that makes a good deal of sense. It said I need uranium, which I have. It just so happens I have not seen. Is there like a trick now? Like, oh, you don't actually get uranium, you mine this thing, and then you would find it into that thing. But as it is so far, they said this planet that I'm on does have uranium as a source. I have, however, not as of yet identified any sources of uranium, which means I have not been in a position to acquire stacks of launch fuel. Another streamer I watched has been playing this game lately found an exploit that duplicates resources. I typically avoid, even if I find out about something like that. Oh, salt. That's interesting. I typically avoid using exploits of that nature, even if, you know. And the way I look at it on PC, most games you can mod and use cheat consoles to basically make anything happen. So I sort of look at finding an exploit like that as being the same sort of thing. It's like, well, I could... Like when you're in Skyrim, it's like, oh, I can use this exploit to steal all the gold from this merchant in an unrealistic way. Or I could enter the console and say, add 1 million gold. Both are ways of getting things in a way that were not intended by the game. And Foodereer is losing his shit. Yeah, that's the kind of behavior we don't want happening. Because there are people that like spamming chat. And the mods need to be in a position to be able to tell them to stop. Which can be hard to, it can be hard to sell mod authority when mods are having that sort of thing happen. You drop something on the keys. Okay, well then that makes a bit more sense. Well, I know there have been a couple occasions where you've done a bunch of caps, and then you would, I think because you thought it was funny, and yeah, not often, but I think it's happened in the past. So whatever, I was like, I don't even know what the hell those things are. Oh, unidentified material. But yeah, that wasn't... I never seen you drop characters like that before. And your cat is walking on the keyboard. Well, it is, oh, what's this? Condensed carbon. That used to end up resulting in uranium. A lot of times those red boxes had uranium. Damaged container. Wait, what? If I take this, then can I open the box? Or is that just what... Oh, I got a microprocessor. Okay. Let's get the hazard production fixed. So, where's all this uranium I'm supposed to be able to be finding? Exploits in an environment where you use mods are less influential, but if you're playing multiplayer, which it has now, then it could be. I guess. Yeah, I mean, but it's not competitive though, right? I mean, see if you have cheats where you need every advantage and you find an exploit, people, and then it becomes a thing where it's like, well, if you don't, you basically have to use the exploit now because everyone else is using the exploit, and if you don't, you're gonna get screwed. That's a thing that can happen in certain types of games. Helps compensate for the bugs. I am not, as of yet, aware of the bugs. I know the game has a history of occasionally having them, but I've never had an issue that I can recall of bugs interfering with my gameplay in any substantial way. Actually, in any way that I can recall. Alright, a milestone, probably just running around. But with major updates, there probably are. I'm sure bugs can happen. Oh, not bugs in this game. Yeah, well, I waited like a year after this game came out before I bought it. And part of that was because I heard it had issues, so... You could well have been talking about this game after a major update. That's the way it is in the gaming industry in general now. It's like, I'm sure they do some stress testing, play testing before they launch games, major updates, or expansions. But mostly, they don't find out what's wrong with their game until a few 100,000 people start playing them after they launch. So I don't know what to expect with a major overhaul that just came out yesterday. No idea what I might come across. Unidentified plant? It is flora, yeah. Okay, carbon source. Mine 69. I'm a man No, he needs a sky. I don't know what that means, but yes. Mine 69. Okay, I can't get that stuff. What I really need is uranium. Apparently. Let me see. I apparently need some of this blue stuff. My official goal right now involves collecting blue stuff. My unofficial goal, which involves being able to have my ship take off. Oh, look at those things. My unofficial goal, which involves being able to let my ship take off, involves finding uranium. Until that happens, I'm going to spend a lot of time on this planet that, you know, it's neat, but I think it's going to get old fast. It's radioactive. Is a man now? Oh, yeah. And now he needs a sky? Well, right now, the version of the game I'm playing is No Man's Land. Because I'm grounded. No man's dirt. But good to see you. How you doing, Mine 69? I'm back from my hiatus. I took some time off from streaming. Although, when I stream a lot like this, sometimes I start thinking I wouldn't be a good streamer to stream every day. Because even today I was thinking like, I think I'm just gonna... This might be a day where I need to have some quiet to myself gaming time. But at the same time, there's always an itch, and I think this is for a lot of people who are streamers. There's always an itch to, like, if you're playing games, you kind of want to be streaming it, because it almost feels sometimes like when you're playing on your own, like that doesn't count because it wasn't put out there. But I know for me, sometimes it's like I absolutely need that quiet gaming to myself time. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, those rocks. I was just taking samples so I could repair the ecosystem. Got to come up with a bullshit line whenever the local popos. You miss me, Mine 69? Now I can't remember either whether you've been on or off when it comes to streaming. Oh, hey, whoa, hey, buddy. Oh, he is very suspicious of me now. I'm just performing scans. Rocks. It's good. I'm just curious about your planet, your lovely, lovely planet. What, shooting things on your planet? Like the natural resources? What kind of guy do you think I am? What's this? Sodium nitrate. Is he still looking at me? He's still kind of nearby though, huh? Or as if we're not giving our stuff to viewers. You just got done streaming, so I guess that's the answer. Is yes, you were still streaming. You were still streaming. I need better lasers to shoot that. Sodium. I need a terrain manipulator, which I have a terrain manipulator. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm. I think that's what I'm doing. I need more of that blue stuff.
Radiation protection falling.
Oh, I need to get my radiation protection on. There we go. Actually, I might already have enough of this to make the thing that I need to make. Dehydration jelly. Dehydrogen jelly. Now I have the jelly, and I need to construct carbon nanotubes. 2 of them. Wait, craft more. There we go. Okay, now I've done that. I have to tell, has to tell me what to do. Install the terrain manipulator in the multi-tool inventory. Terrain manipulator. All right, got it. We got it. Okay, well, what do I do now? I got the train manipulator. Well, I can get this thing over here, but I think before it was telling me I needed it to get a specific thing. So this is new, that you can only mine these nodes with the train manipulator. Because before it was, you just used the same universal mining beam for everything. Well, I'm certainly gonna be set for sodium in case my food doesn't have enough flavor. Is there a pepper node too I can mine? Some paprika maybe? Yeah, in case I want to get creative. You can find a lot of creative things to do with paprika. Don't you know? Buried technology. What? What is this? Salvaged technology. It's just like generic. Hey, look, I found technology. It's like, what does it do? I don't know. It's some sort of hingey thing. It's technology. It's got hinges and clamps and whatever else. It's amazing what you find digging in the ground. All right, let me see if I can. Log. Find launch fuel. Oh, that is actually a secondary mission. Ingredients required to construct launch fuel. Different ships use different amounts to take off. Okay, let me see. What about this? I need to establish a base. Oh, Lord, do I? I need to find copper from large resources. Okay, so copper is the thing I need. Oh, now it's telling me. Activate the train manipulator. Yep. And compass to locate resources. I need copper, right? So far, all I found was salt. But let me see, can I make launch fuel? What do I need for that? Dehydrin and metal plating. Well, there we go. I think somebody even maybe tried to tell me that earlier, and I was like, well, I don't need metal plates right now. I already fixed the thing. I didn't realize. I thought they were talking about the launch thruster to build the launch thruster or fix the original thing. But I think they were trying to tell me that that was for the fuel for the thruster as well. So, person who tried to help me, who I misunderstood, and I think I probably at that point was like, yeah, that information's not useful to me. It turns out it was. I just didn't realize that it was. Can I make more? I need to make more metal plates in order to do that. 3, and now we're gonna make 2, 3. Okay. We've got a few of those ready now. And we have salt. Just in case we need salt. I just want to go back to my ship and refuel that stuff. There. That did the whole shebang. And we'll let that stuff refuel. Time to head off to game. All right, Nick. I'll have fun at your game. Let me see how long I've been going. 2.5 hours. I just realized I'm starting to get hungry, so I might not be streaming too much longer. You know what I might want to do in game right now is see if I can find a flatter area to traverse, because this area is very, very mountainy. It's a very mountainy area. Can I scan for stuff up here that's helpful in any way? And you find copper. Is that my low altitude warning? Look at the pretty, pretty water. You got a jam too? All right, Fooderweir. See you later, man. You got it, man. Yeah, I've been having fun with the streams. And I might even be able to stream tomorrow before, because I'm not going to be able to stream at my regular time probably, because I have a feeling that's when I'm gonna legit have to go, like physically go get more work. But all right, I think I like this area over here. Not sure why, but all right. I am kind of digging the fact that I can do third person now. All right, get frame rate's a little janky. Frame rate's a little janky here for some reason. Oh, look at these guys. These guys, they look like something I should be scared of. But I'll bet they're just peaceful. They're submissive. And they eat oxide elements. Okay. Let me see, what have I got? Sodium, I'm good on sodium. I've got enough ferrite dust. In fact, oh, that's pure ferrite. I could probably get rid of this. Wait, how do I discard? Middle mouse. Condensed carbon. I need to find copper, is what I need to find. And not finding the copper so much. Is this planet got copper in it? This is where I am right now. It does. Oh, but it's not that when it has it like this. I think that's a collectible item. All right, let me scan around some more. It's possible that maybe it's in something I just haven't identified yet. I don't know. I feel like if it was, even if I hadn't identified it, if I use the big scanner for it, I should be finding it. It's funny how much I've played this game and gotten sort of. It's been a while since I played it too, but I've gotten pretty like where I just know. I feel like I know everything, all the little basics, and now after this big update, in a way, it's like learning everything all over again. Because even just the basic elements and the things you need to accomplish the most basic tasks have all been changed up. It's hot out here. Hey, Brad. Welcome to my bonus stream, and good morning. Probably just rolled out of bed. And I think you just missed Fooderweir. Fooderweir, he warned me from the beginning he probably wouldn't be able to stay long. So the fact that he actually hung around for about 2 hours, so super early. Well, let's see. It's probably your work day just started, right? What is it, like about 7 a.m. where you are right now? I always have an imprecise concept of exactly what the time difference is. It's like it's more of an intuitive thing than it is an actual measurable, concrete thing. A little bit before 7, okay. I'm just like, it's 8-ish hours or something over there. So you just up having your morning coffee with a shot of whiskey and your morning cigarette. Breakfast of champions. How does Brad start his day? You're having a cigarette. Nailed it. Well, I know that was my morning routine for 20 years. Was
Radiation protection.
you know, get up, had to get up to pee, and then usually I had a preemptive cigarette just to get the nicotine flowing in my system again, and then and a lot of times that first cigarette, like when I didn't really want the whole thing, I just wanted to just get a little thing going, and then I would make coffee and wake up a little bit. Usually once the coffee was made, that's when I would have my first real, like, I'm gonna sit down and drink this coffee and smoke like a cigarette. Drank some water also, and you told your cats you loved them. Wow. Brad, you have a very heartwarming morning ritual. My ritual is comprised of needing to find copper right now and not finding it. That's my life goal right now. Well, would be finding it would be the goal. Not finding it would be the outcome of my endeavors. You can't drink coffee on an empty stomach. There's a 50-50 chance of feeling like death. Yeesh. Import copper from Conan Exiles. Now I'm thinking about it. Is there copper? I don't think there is copper in Conan Exiles. Or if there is, I find iron. I convert it to steel. There's gold and there's silver. There might be copper out there somewhere, and I'm either forgetting it or I haven't discovered it yet.
Radiation protection.
But there should be like big ass mining nodes for me to find of copper. And it just ain't happening right now. Yeah, I mean, you'd think, especially because that whole barbarian period, you'd think you'd start with bronze weapons before you progress to iron and steel. It seems like, you know, since you're basically rediscovering the wheel in that game, you'd start with, and bronze, usually, if my other MMOs are in any way accurate, bronze begins by, what's that? Bronze begins by finding copper, and then usually adding other shit to it. Alright, my life support's getting a little bit sketchy right now.
Technology recharge.
Still got a lot of sodium and my back stock. Okay, well, thanks anyway. Oh, wait. I missed your comment. Crap. Okay, sorry. I've seen lots of people streaming this game since the last patch. They really fixed the game. Well, if you may leave, I don't know if you've already left. I'm gonna answer your question. I didn't mean to ignore you, by the way. I just got caught up in my little shtick, which happens. They've changed a lot in this game. I actually haven't explored it too much to see if they've fixed it. However, I have felt that they've done a lot of major updating over the last couple years. And then in a way, even before this update, I felt like the game was actually, in my opinion, in pretty good shape. The amount of stuff that they've changed, I'm getting now that obviously third person is new. They've done a major overhaul, that's new. I logged in very briefly to my previous save game. I was on a space station. Immediately I could tell the space stations had been completely revamped in their layout. And that was new. So, but I'm still in a phase now where I'm not necessarily the guy that can tell you how much has changed. I know that the multiplayer has now been implemented in a meaningful way, in a functional way, which is, I think multiplayer was the major thing that people were pissed off about. And that's better, but I haven't experienced the multiplayer myself. Like, this is literally just, I started a new game to get a feel for what what it starts like to start over again in this game. Hunger for leaving. I think Binsky was in here for a while, wasn't he? Anyways, no, I understand. If you go to a new streamer and you come in and you ask a question and you see the streamer is engaging people in the chat, but he's only talking to one person. In fact, now I'm noticing he mentioned it twice and then I didn't answer him. So I'm like that too. If I go into a new streamer and I'm like, hey, blah, 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 and they don't answer me and I'm like, yeah, about the thing that I just asked about, blah, 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 blah. And then they're still like, we're getting 5 minutes on and a dude hasn't acknowledged me yet. I'm leaving that chat. It's leaving before the question is answered out here. Caw! Well, also, I don't have a concept of how long he waited first. My, based on looking at when he first asked, I'm thinking he probably stuck around for somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes without being acknowledged. And if I was had a super busy chat, that would be more excusable. But I can understand why a dude leaves. I don't give him any guff for that. I probably would have left. If I was in his shoes, I would have left too. Now, if it was someone who, like, I was a regular viewer of, and they just happen not to notice me, and I know that they have like, anyone who's a regular here knows that I'm constantly in communication with my chat, but I'm not always good at spotting comments. It says the planet's got copper. What's the alchemical symbol for copper? I don't think it's H and I don't think it's Na, because I've gotten both of those things. And C+, definitely, that stands for supercarbon. Okay, maybe I need to fly to another area. Because I'm thinking copper is like it's like a mineral node that I actually have to dig out of the ground. But I should still be getting some sort of indication if I'm near any of it. I don't know why I haven't found it yet. CU, okay. Because it might not show up quite like that, or it might, I don't know. What's that yellow business over there? Oh, sodium nitride, okay. Well, I don't need that. Use encompassed. Use the analysis advisor. Oh, son of a bitch. I just need to pay a little bit of attention to what the game is telling me exactly how to find this shit. 477 7. That's not it. That's sodium. 441. Oop, let's tag it. Okay, so now, wait, how close is that? Should I fly to it, or? Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna fly to it. That's one mod that I did have installed before, and I cleared all my mods before I launched this, because I don't know what's changed or what might not work anymore. But one mod that I had before was one that launching didn't use so much launch fuel, so I didn't have to worry. You still did use launch fuel, but I think it was like, it consumed it at 5 times slower a pace or something like that. Because that's one thing that makes the flying around and exploring a little more lame. Not lame, but where you feel like, oh, I don't want to take off again because I don't want to waste fuel, because if you're always running out of it. Okay, here we go. This is what we're doing. There it is. Let me see. already the big one? Yeah. I'm getting copper.
Radiation protection.
And all I had to do was actually pay attention to the instructions that the game was giving me. Who knew? That was the secret and the mystery that I was missing. Very uncharacteristic of me to overlook a major objective or method in the game that's right in front of my face. Let's have some ferrite dust.
Technology recharge.
Let's recharge the old mining beam too.
Technology recharge.
There we go. Up. We got to switch to the terrain manipulator. Oh, wait, I don't think these robot guys care if you're mining. They only care if you're actively destroying actual objects in the game. A little bit. I think I've gotten through most of this copper here. Okay. Process copper to create a chromatic metal. Create or deploy a refiner from the build menu. Alright. I can do that. We're overlooking major methods out here. Call! It's just... It's what I do. I think it's just what people have come to expect. What do I need? Metal plate. Alright.
Product constructed.
Now I should be able to do it. Portable refiner. And that's enough of that. I need to have a fuel.
Technology recharge.
I probably didn't need to completely fill it, did I? And I'm gonna put copper. Yeah, copper is what I'm putting in there, right? And it's gonna make chromatic metal. That looks... It looks like an everlasting gobstopper with the different colors and flavors in it. Now I want everlasting gobstoppers. And now I'm thinking about it. I'm getting hungry too. I'm probably not going to stream much longer. I basically just wanted to jump into this game and check out the newbie experience a little bit. And stream it while I did so. It seems like the next major thing is base building. And that's one thing, and I heard they completely revamped that. Like before, you had to find very specific locations, pre-designated locations that you could build on. And they were, I mean, like, just like very, it's not like a lot of places. It was just like they'd be peppered very conservatively around the planet. Places where you could specifically, sites where you could specifically build. Oh, I'm probably gonna need more copper. Am I gonna get there? I need to get 109. Okay, I might get there. But I know historically, when it comes to me being creative and building bases and doing that sort of thing while I'm on stream, if I don't already have a plan, does not work out so well for me. Because I'm only giving 30% of my attention to any given thing at any given time while I'm streaming. That's how my brain works. It's my version of multitasking. Do everything crappy and you can do it all at the same time, you know? Multitasking. Do more things at once by doing them crappy, without attention to detail. That's my secret. Is that great your green screen? No. Because gray would make a shitty chroma key color. So, but I might actually... Oh, we're looking into buying a bright green, getting like a bright green sheet, and if I hang it behind me without as many drapey details, seeing if that works for a green screen. But I think my wife said she's aware, whoops, at IKEA of there being a specific set of bright green sheets that are super cheap. Because when I was looking on like Amazon for sheets, I wasn't finding the bright green that I wanted in the first place. And then sheets were all like 15 or 20 bucks anyways. And my wife swears that there were cheap green sheets that are exactly the right color. Because we have a pillowcase that's like this bright lime green. And we did a quick experiment at Chroma Key with that, and it was a really good color for it. And she's like, well, they got matching stuff at IKEA for like $7. Okay, let me get this out of here. Alright. Base computer claims for a site for construction. Find suitable area and deploy base computer. Access the build menu with Z. Okay, I'm not going to do that here because this looks like a crap area for a base. Unless it's just a token like, hey, just find a random crap location and build a base. Just to do it. What was I doing? I was going to revamp my life control, my life support. I'm gonna get into my ship and let my environmental protection recharge rather than using something to do that. But yeah, I am actually on the way to maybe experimenting with a green screen. But if I do it, I'm gonna do it on the cheap and see if I like it. See if I can make it work by spending $10 rather than by spending 50 bucks for real green screen stuff. Like what Game Dojo did initially, I don't know if he still did. His first green screen was like green paper that he taped to a wall behind where he streams. And it just so happens he streams at a location in his home where he's got a wall behind him. So happens that the way our home is laid out, there is no practical place where I could stream with a wall behind me. Because then that would mean I would have my desk basically just out in the middle of a room. And we have no room that can spare that kind of real estate. So this is my office, for example. My desk's out in the middle of it. It's not going to work. But yeah, I was thinking to screw around with a green screen. Yeah, since I think I have decided I'm going to be using cam as a regular thing, which some part of me still is questioning the wisdom of that. What? Can I pick this up and just carry it around so I don't have to keep making it? Is that taking up an inventory slot now? Signal booster. Portable refinery. Okay, yeah, it is. You like the cam, Brad? Mining beam. I'm not sure I like this planet in general for a base. Although the water's nice, but overall it's kind of an ugly planet, to be honest. Here, I'm gonna actually leave this planet and look around a little bit. I'm going to space. Madros, you normally don't watch people without a cam. You were the only one until I started. Well, there are definitely people who if they go into a stream and the streamer doesn't have a cam, they're just like, oh, that's not professional, I'm out. But it took a long time to go to cam because I always said I'm more like a radio personality. Like, you come to listen to me, not to see me. And if you see me, like, listening to me can actually be like, oh, this guy sounds pretty good. He's pretty polished. But then if you see me, it's like, oh, he's just like this fat guy, you know? And not like in a I don't feel like I'm particularly visually charismatic when I'm streaming. And in a lot of ways I still feel that way. I feel like that hearing me is better if you're not seeing me. But I feel like that opinion has been overturned by my audience, because people really seem to prefer the cam. All I see is a handsome guy. I will also note, I went on a little rant earlier today about my channel growth and lack thereof. That somewhere is around December I hit 1,900 subs, and I am currently at about 1,935 subs right now. So the period during which I introduced the camera, which was over the last 4 or 5 months, has been, maybe coincidentally, but has been during a period of essentially 0 channel growth. Whereas I've watched other people that over the last 6 months to a year have gone from having as many subs as I do to having 2 or 3 times more. Like, they got 4,000 or 5,000 people, and I'm like, well, my channel's not doing that at all. But, and like I said, channel growth is not... Have I been there yet? A temperate planet. I'm gonna check it out. Just because. Why not? But having the camera has not, like, almost all of my channel growth occurred before the camera came along. And so in terms of, like, it's like, oh, it's a thing you should have to be like a legit streamer. It hasn't had an impact on my channel. Or if it has, I'm not gonna try to make correlation with B causation, but I've had no channel growth since I've used the camera, so I don't know if I should put any meaning into that. But I've just become more comfortable with using the camera, and if I am going to use the camera, I started thinking, maybe I'd use a green screen, just spruce it up a little bit. But to me, it's more a superficial thing, having the cam versus not cam. I mean, people who've been here for a long time, you actually like it better. I know, you're like, hey, it's cool, you want the positive and stuff. Like, oh, G-Law is basically saying he's ugly. I'm not necessarily saying that. You just like, you don't want G-Law to feel bad about how he looks. Now this is new. Rings around a planet I've never seen before. I'm wondering what they look like if I get real close up into them. If I can. Alright, let's not crash into asteroids, shall we? So, and like I was saying before, channel growth is not the end-all be-all for me. But, I've went through lots of periods where it seemed like my channel was a growing thing in the streaming scene, and it's not anymore. It has stopped happening. It basically just came to a screeching halt. And I don't know if coincidentally or not, but all the bad shit started last year with, like, my dad getting sick and all that. That's about when my channel stopped growing. So that's why I came to a conclusion when it was really getting under my skin, when I was feeling a bit more down over the last few months, where I was like, maybe it's just I'm doing something. I've been doing something that's just been making my channel, like, suck for people. That's sort of one reason why I kind of stopped. I took that streaming break. Because I was like, maybe it's because I've been in a bad mood. It's making my channel not a fun place for people. Because I've been having a crap year, All right. This planet looks kind of cool. I want to check out, I want to see what this place looks like. And this is also, the other planet on it was radioactive. I think they said this is a temperate planet. So if I'm walking around out here, I shouldn't constantly have the environment, just the air itself, shouldn't be actively trying to kill me. Okay, this is looking a lot prettier than the other planets I was just on. Having a little bit of performance pop in. And I'm liking the green planet with the rings over the horizon. That's kind of cool, seeing the ring. Let's see if we can find... There's a lot of rolling hills around where we are. If I'm going to look for a base location, I would like to find an area that is somewhat flat. It would be cool if it was near water, just for, you know, real estate value's sake, but not essential. I'm feeling like there might be a lot of... Yeah, this definitely looks like... The other planet was just ugly. Like, maybe even somewhere right around this, this lake that I'm on right now. Like this area down here, maybe. No. Well, let's take a look. Alright, temperate planet, weather is mellow, sentinels are passive, flora is full, fauna is copious. So this planet has got a lot of everything, right, is the idea. Already, just pointing my scanner in one direction, I found 2 different species. Behavior vigilant. Okay, I'm assuming that doesn't mean it's gonna try to eat my face. It just means it's gonna watch its ass around me because it's paranoid. And there's a little thing I can learn language on. Alright, I'm not sure if I've found the site that I want to use, but I'm definitely into this planet. Hey, 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 voy, voy, voy. Hey, oi, oi, they. The stone resonates, producing a sound that fills my mind. A vision begins to take shape. A small alien life form kneels before me. They are tired, beaten. Without meeting my gaze, they offer up their hand. Accept knowledge. The name Gek floats in my vision, an echo of the strange vision I just experienced. A word in this alien tongue is seared into my brain. I've learned the Gek word for hi, baby. Oh yeah. That's the first and last word you need when you're gonna go talk with the Gek, because they love to get blasted, dude. Dude. I like those trees, too. But, oh, to briefly touch on my lack of growth, though, because I'm talking in like a bitching kind of way about it. But what when I thought about streaming again, it was like, yeah, the fact that people, like, I used to have a channel that grew a lot and then it kind of stopped. It could also be, I used to play a lot of Skyrim. I used to play a lot of games that were popular, and I sort of stopped doing that too. So there's other factors. I also haven't been super hangy outy in other people's streams and like finding, because I used to like look around and always be discovering new streamers and getting to know new people, and at a certain point I kind of stopped doing that. So the things I used to do that I stopped doing, which could explain it as well. And also part of why I haven't been doing that, holy crap, what are these guys? They're running around like maybe this thing's not nice. He's bold and he eats eggs. Okay. that'd be a good bio for a person, like for an online profile. How would you describe yourself? I'm bold and I eat eggs. It's like, all right. But yeah, the reason I haven't been doing a lot of that is because I have developed I do have a community of people that every time I stream show up that I like and I enjoy. And so I'm not, when I'm actually streaming, I'm not sitting there thinking like, oh man, why doesn't anyone come to my streams? It's like, because I do get, I mean, right now it's a little slow because it's a weird time for me to stream, I think. But when I'm actually streaming, I'm having fun and I'm not like, oh man, how come I'm not getting a whole bunch of new subs or something? Hey, what's up, Jam Sky? So yeah, I'm seeing other stuff around here to look at too. A little slow, but not too bad. We're only down 2 or 3 from values I normally see. This stuff. Okay. I think right now, I just realized I wasn't planning on streaming forever. It's been about the 3-hour mark. And I'm at a point where it's time to build a base. I'm hungry is the thing. I need to prepare and eat lunch, and I am expecting some work to show up, but I'm thinking if I do play this more today and I am gonna make a base, it's probably something I don't want to do during a stream so I can actually get it done. But I think I'm liking this planet though. How cool is that? Like building on a green rolling landscape by a lake with like the glowing. I'm loving the ring around the planet. I think that looks fantastic. So I think I found my home. Need to get back to my ship to save though. Yeah, well luckily it won't be too much trouble to make. It's just a matter of heating up, but because I've continued my thing of it's not new. It's not a new concept, but it is new for me. Of creating a big batch of something. Like last week I made that burrito casserole, and this week I made this big giant lasagna and cut up a bunch of lettuce for salad. So it's basically just a matter of heating up the lasagna and tossing together a little salad real quick. And hey Luna, yeah, I've been pretty impressed with this game. Now, I'm gonna say it, I've been impressed with this game for a while. Even before this update, they've done a lot, but they've taken it to a new level from what I've seen of the update so far. And this planet, like I was on my last planet and I got the next game objective was to build a base. And I was like, I just don't like this planet. It was radioactive. It was constantly eating away at my protection gear. It was kind of ugly and rocky and everything was super mountainous. And so I'm like, no, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna see if I can find another planet that's nice. And it just so happened the first planet I saw in the same system was this ringed planet, which was temperate, not eating away at my stuff, and it's beautiful. So I think this is gonna be my home. But I'm gonna get out of here and eat though. And I feel like I was just talking about like how like my channel growth has been slow, and of course it's right when a bunch of people come in is right when I'm wrapping up. So maybe that's part of to blame, is as soon as people start showing up, I'm like, bro, I want lasagna now. I'm gonna go. I think getting out is what makes the save. Okay, that created my new save, so I'm gonna get out of here right now. We're gonna call it a stream in terms of gameplay goes. Lucas Garrett, lasagna. Yeah, I made a huge lasagna, and I've been picking at it since Sunday. And I got enough ingredients so I can make a couple. So if I want more, but it's nice to have, especially like this lasagna I'm really enjoying. Whereas normally the way that I am is I make, I mean, it's not like the stuff I make is hard to make, but it'll be sandwiches you know, but kind of sandwiches a lot of ingredients, and each time I'm chopping up a bunch of vegetables, and, you know, it's prep stuff. Or otherwise cooking or preparing stuff that's on the fly. Like I'll start with nothing and then I'll put something together and make a meal. It's nice to have something just waiting in the fridge for me that's already made. It's awesome. It's this revolutionary new thing. Oh, here we go. Live with the lawyer. Cowdizzle strolls in. You're catching me right at the end. This was just a random bonus stream. And now I'm finding myself like super hungry, and also at a point in the game, like this is, I don't know that No Man's Sky is ever going to be a game that's like, oh, this is the game that G-Law streams. Like honestly, if I stream again even later today, it's probably going to be Conan Exiles. But I've gotten to a point in the game where the next thing the game is nudging you towards is base building, and that's absolutely something that I don't want to do. That I don't want to do online or while I'm streaming, because I suck at that sort of thing while I'm streaming. Well, then I probably will stream it again, because I don't feel like I've seen a lot of it yet, but there's certain things I don't like doing during stream, just because, you know how I am, 45 seconds of gameplay. If it takes something where I actually have to stop and focus and think, like, I need to come up with a nice design layout for a base, that kind of thinking doesn't work so well when I'm live. So, and I've been going for 3 hours already, and I'm hungry. So, okay, the question now is, should I look into a raid, or should we just get off stream? Because I don't have a ton of people in here. I don't like raiding. Maybe I'll do a show of hands of the people who are among the 10 viewers that I'm showing. If I do a raid, type 1 in the chat if you will participate in the raid. And if it's like less than 5 people, I won't do it. The whole showing up for a raid, and it's just like me and like 1 or 2 other people, I'm like, oh. Brian Chimichanga is a big one, baby. Madros is a big one. Brad will do. I know I can count on Brad. When I said 1 or 2 people, he was the number 1 in that 1 or 2. And I'm just gonna scat out and see if, like, who's on anyways. So, wow, all right. So far, I've got 4 solid raid participants. Ryler D, it's raid participation. Okay, you know what? Officially, if I can roll in there knowing that I'm gonna have myself and at least 5 other people, that's definitely enough. I just don't like it when I get in there and it's being like 2 other people, and I'm like, here I am bringing my raid. It's sort of like the first time you're making like intimate moves on someone, and you like unveil, and then they're like, oh, that's what you're working with, and you know, maybe they're too polite to say anything, but okay. You know what? Here's someone that I never get to raid because he's never streaming when I'm done. It's Mr. Dark Jake, one of my best friends on YouTube. In terms of other streamers, let's see. He's one of the. He's the guy that I met in person that I spent the most time with at VidCon, Dark Jake. All right, so I'm counting on 5 people showing up. We're gonna do us a little hashtag Valhawk raid. I'm gonna do the wimpy non-emoji version of it. You can elaborate with emojis as desired, but the basic is this. And let me get in there and get the link from Mr. Dark Jake, because that dude, the way things work out is he's over the last couple years, he has raided the crap out of me. He has raided me so many times, and I'm sure I've raided him at least once, but he's never on. Like if I wrap up at midnight, he's never on then. That's happened like maybe 1 time. All right, so here's our guy, Mr. Dark Jake. There's a link. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon while I check out No Man's Sky next. And we'll see you when I see you. It won't be too long for the next stream. Love you all. Hugs and kisses. Make the raid at Mr. Dark Jake, please. Thank you. Love you. Kisses. Bye-bye.